covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
A rodeo week tradition brings thousands to downtown Redding bright and early this morning. A disturbing story out of Sacramento where police arrest a woman for setting a homeless person on fire. And get ready to dig deeper into your wallet to pay your cooling costs over the summer ahead. But first, breaking news, firefighters are at the scene of a vegetation fire in Orville. This is time-lapse video from the Alert California camera. CAL FIRE says the fire was just north of Orville off Coal Canyon Road and that crews did stop the spread. There is no threat to structures. The cause is being investigated. Firefighters will stay there for another hour to 2 hours to ensure everything is completely out. Some good news this Friday, a huge turnout for the 71st annual Asphalt Cowboys Pancake Breakfast in downtown Redding today. More than 10,000 people showed up for the popular Rodeo Week event, where some 30,000 pancakes were served. Since its return in 2022, the breakfast has been held at the Market Street Promenade. We asked people what it is about the breakfast that has them getting up early to take part.
I think it's just the food.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if you can tell or not, but I love the food.
I'm gonna go different on this one. Hanging out with these chicas and the food.
Oh,
yeah.
stop it.
I think the thing that I love most about Redding is the people in the community and how we show up for things like this and how we support these traditions.
At their first breakfast in 1954, the Cowboys fed about 700 people. They come from Sacramento, Eureka, even out of state. Many make the trip just to take part. Proceeds from the breakfast go toward helping fund rodeo events, Asphalt Cowboys activities, and Shasta College scholarships. Well, the weather looks pretty nice for tonight's rodeo. This is a live look from the Concow Alert California camera. We check in with Court Klopping now for first check of your Friday forecast.
Yeah, looking dry at least, although a little toasty if you're going to be heading out to the plethora of outdoor activities we've got going on today into tonight, and a little change of pace moving in for the weekend. Here's what we're seeing outside right now. The Deer Creek Highway camera just up Highway 32 east of Chico looking west over the valley. Mostly blue skies overhead still at your noon hour, but we are going to start to see some clouds rolling in later today. Right now, just clear skies for the most part. Some thin clouds here and there. Temperatures warming up pretty quickly. We're in the upper 70s to lower 80s right now in the valley. 60s to mid 70s in the foothills. 60s for most mountain zones right now. And checking in with your fire danger forecast for today. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s for most of the valley this afternoon. Winds subsiding. The gusts were up to around 25 miles an hour earlier. 10-mile-an-hour winds for the afternoon with humidity dipping to as low as 19%. So that is pretty dry all around fire danger today, staying in the moderate range. But as we move forward, we're going to see some concerns with stronger winds ahead. Fire weather watch issued for the valley starting Sunday morning, lasting through Monday evening. I'll be breaking down why that was issued and where we could see some showers this weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Court. New at noon, 6 Redding vape shops have been cited for possession of untaxed tobacco products, illegal flavored tobacco products, and illegal flavor enhancers. The citations come after March inspections by the State Department of Tax and Fees. The agency says all 6 shops were in possession of cannabis-related products and more than $159,000 worth of illegal products were seized. We are working to get the names of those vape shops. Now, according to the 2023 California Youth Tobacco Survey, Shasta County ranked highest in California for the number of youth who have used tobacco at least once, 41.2%. Now, despite current laws to prevent tobacco sales to underage youth, 1 in 3 Shasta County youth reported they are able to purchase tobacco products directly from tobacco retailers. In California, the legal age to buy tobacco is 21. We have calls in to Orville Police to learn more about yesterday's dog attack that sent a woman to the hospital in critical condition. It happened just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the area of Burlington Avenue near A Street. Police say the woman was bitten multiple times by pit bulls and was airlifted to a local hospital. The dogs are in the custody of the Northwest SPCA. We are working to learn how many dogs were involved, the circumstances surrounding the attack, and what happens next. A disturbing story out of Sacramento where a woman faces charges of setting a homeless woman on fire. Michelle Banda reports the victim survived but suffered burns over a third of her body.
Fire, oh my God. That's to the point of excessive.
People who share the corner of 17th Avenue and Stockton Boulevard with the homeless victim didn't want to appear on camera, but they say they can still hear the woman's screams after being set on fire nearly 3 weeks ago.
Just the idea that you could be sleeping and somebody could come along and, have a problem with you from days ago and just throw something on you and light you on fire is horrifying.
Surveillance video captures the crime where Sacramento County Sheriff's detectives say 34-year-old Jacqueline Papa Ibarra is the person in the video who allegedly drives up and then assaults the victim. Doctors removed the victim's breathing tube this week, and detectives say she identified Papa Ibarra as her attacker, and witnesses also told them she was the one who started the fire.
Luckily, there were about 4 or 5 others there that were able to put the fire out. Disturbing part is Jacqueline doesn't leave. She goes and proceeds to kick her, yell at her for a few minutes, and then leaves after that in her car.
The alleged defense statement.
Papa Ibarra appeared before a judge Thursday, pleading not guilty to attempted murder, aggravated mayhem, and an unrelated robbery charge. The judge did not allow our cameras to show her face in court. Investigators say she has a home and lives near that corner.
You hear about kind of stuff in third world countries, and you hear about the stuff over with, being burned by like acid and stuff like that. But this is, this is very up close and personal.
Papa Ibarra had about a half a dozen friends supporting her in court today. They say she would never do something like this. They say Papa Ibarra is part of several community organizations, including helping the homeless. They say that she's given the homeless blankets, food, water, and would never hurt them. Reporting from downtown, Michelle Bandur, KCRA 3 News.
Now, the suspect is being held without bail. She's due back in court later this month for a bail hearing and a preliminary hearing. President Trump has wrapped up his 4-day visit to the Middle East in the United Arab Emirates. Garib Haik reports from Abu Dhabi.
4 days, 3 countries, and the White House says hundreds of billions of dollars in investment later. The president is on his way back to the United States, his first major foreign trip in the books, mostly focused on development deals for U.S. companies that the president was able to announce in each stop, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and here in the United Arab Emirates, all along the way. But there also was a major diplomatic push on this trip, really 2 of them. First, a recognition of the new Syrian government, the president dropping U.S. sanctions on that new regime that had existed in many cases for decades, and a major diplomatic push on Iran. The president confirming just before he departed that the U.S. has sent the Iranians a formal offer to end their nuclear program. The president continually projecting optimism that Iran would choose the negotiated route to have a civilian nuclear program but not nuclear weapons, rather than what he presented as the hard other choice. Also, aircraft very much on the president's mind. Much of this trip overshadowed, at least in part, by the controversy over his decision, still under negotiation, to accept a $400 million Qatari luxury airliner to temporarily replace Air Force One. The president joking about his 40-something-year-old Air Force One that he'll be making the flight back to the United States on. One of the first orders of business when he does get back, the president says, meeting his new grandson, born to daughter Tiffany Trump, yesterday. Garib Haik, NBC News, Abu Dhabi.
The GOP-led House Budget Committee voted today to reject a sweeping package for President Donald Trump's agenda. The vote in the Budget Committee was 16-21, with a band of conservative hardliners pushing for steeper spending cuts, joining all Democrats in voting against the multi-trillion-dollar legislation. Republican leaders have conceded that critical changes will need to be made in the coming days to tax and Medicaid provisions to win over those who voted no. Still ahead this Friday noon hour, a firefighting captain joins us with all you need to know about tomorrow's Red Suspenders Day in Gridley.